History carries lessons that time cannot erase. The early days of Islam were filled with moments so profound, so human, and so deeply moving that they still stir the heart centuries later. Let us walk through 10 of them together. The first words of revelation. In the year 610 CE, in a small cave called Hira on the outskirts of Makkah, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the first words of divine revelation. The angel Jibril embraced him and commanded, "Read." The Prophet replied that he could not read. This happened 3 times, and then the opening verses of Surah Al-Alaq were revealed. He returned home trembling, and his wife Khadijah, may Allah be pleased with her, wrapped him in a cloak and comforted him. That single moment changed the course of humanity. The takeaway: revelation begins with humility, acknowledging we know nothing without divine guidance. Khadijah's unwavering support. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, returned from the cave of Hira in fear, it was Khadijah, may Allah be pleased with her, who steadied him. She said, "By Allah, Allah will never disgrace you. You maintain family ties, bear the burden of others, help the poor, serve guests generously, and assist people in times of difficulty." She then took him to her cousin Waraka ibn Nawfal, a learned man, who confirmed this was prophethood. Her calm certainty in him was a mercy from Allah. The takeaway: a loving, supportive companion can be one of the greatest gifts in times of fear and uncertainty. Bilal stands firm under torment. Bilal ibn Rabah, may Allah be pleased with him, was an Abyssinian enslaved man who embraced Islam early in Makkah. His master, Umayyah ibn Khalid, would lay him on burning sand under the fierce Arabian sun and place heavy rocks on his chest to force him to renounce Islam. Bilal's response was one word, Ahad, Ahad, meaning one, one, affirming the oneness of Allah. Abu Bakr eventually purchased his freedom. Bilal later became the first muaddin of Islam, his voice ringing out over Medina. The takeaway: true conviction cannot be crushed by worldly suffering. Faith held in the heart is unbreakable. The migration to Abyssinia. When persecution in Makkah became unbearable, the Prophet, peace be upon him, advised a group of Muslims to migrate to Abyssinia, saying the Christian king there, Negus, was a just ruler under whom no one was wronged. A small group, among the first refugees in Islamic history, made that journey. When the Quraysh sent envoys to demand their return, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, recited verses from Surah Maryam to the king. The Negus wept, and refused to hand them over. The takeaway: justice transcends borders, and trusting in Allah opens unexpected doors of protection. Abu Bakr buys freedom for the oppressed. Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him, spent much of his personal wealth purchasing and freeing enslaved believers who were being tortured for their faith. Among them were Bilal, Amir ibn Fuhaira, and others. His father reportedly criticized him for freeing those who could not benefit him materially. Abu Bakr replied that he sought the pleasure of Allah alone. Allah affirmed him in the Qur'an, describing the one who gives wealth for purification and seeks no favor in return. The takeaway: sincere charity asks for nothing back. It is an act between the servant and Allah alone. The night journey and ascension. In one of the most extraordinary events in prophetic history, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was taken by night from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, and then ascended through the heavens to a station no human before had reached. He met previous prophets, and the gift of the 5 daily prayers was given to the Ummah that night, originally 50, reduced to 5 by the mercy of Allah, yet carrying the reward of 50. When the Prophet returned and informed the people, it tested their faith deeply. Abu Bakr believed immediately, earning the title al-Siddiq. The takeaway: the prayers we perform daily are a direct divine gift from that sacred night. The covenant of brotherhood in Medina. After the migration to Medina, the Prophet, peace be upon him, paired every Meccan emigrant with an Ansar companion from Medina as brothers in faith. This brotherhood was so profound that the Ansar offered to share their homes, their wealth, and even, in some cases, their family inheritance. The Qur'an praised them, saying they gave preference to others over themselves, even if they themselves were in need. One famous pairing was Abd al-Rahman ibn Awf with Sa'd ibn al-Rabi, who offered him half of everything he owned. The takeaway: genuine brotherhood means giving without calculation. It builds communities stronger than any institution. Khalid ibn al-Walid's transformation. Khalid ibn al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, was once one of the fiercest military opponents of the early Muslim community. At the Battle of Uhud, his tactical maneuver caused significant difficulty for the Muslims. Yet years later, his heart turned. He embraced Islam before the conquest of Makkah and became one of the greatest military commanders in Islamic history, never losing a battle. The Prophet, peace be upon him, gave him the title Sword of Allah. His transformation is a testament to the power of guidance. The takeaway: no heart is too far from Allah's mercy. Change is always possible, and it can be total. The conquest of Makkah, mercy over victory. In 8 AH, the Prophet, peace be upon him, entered Makkah at the head of 10,000 companions after years of exile, persecution, and loss. He could have chosen revenge. Instead, he asked the Quraysh, many of whom had tortured his companions and buried his family, "What do you expect from me today?" They replied, "Mercy, from a noble brother." He said, "Go, for you are free." This was not merely political strategy. It was a living embodiment of the Quranic description of the Prophet as a mercy to all the worlds. The takeaway: true strength is the power to forgive when you have every right to punish. The Prophet's final sermon at Arafah. On the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah in 10 AH, the Prophet, peace be upon him, stood on the plain of Arafah before more than 100,000 companions and delivered his farewell address. He declared the sanctity of life, wealth, and honor. He abolished all distinctions of race and class, saying, "An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab over an Arab, except by piety." He asked, "Have I conveyed the message?" The crowd called back, "Yes." He raised his finger to the sky and said, "O Allah, bear witness." Shortly after, Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 3 was revealed, completing the religion. The takeaway: the final message of the Prophet was unity, dignity, and accountability to Allah alone. Which of these moments moved you most deeply? Let us know in the comments. If these stories added something to your day, please subscribe so we can keep learning together, one powerful moment at a time.